that I like to do, I think we both like to do this when we're working with clients, is to give them as many experiences as they can have, because it helps us learn, it helps us really understand what we're teaching. And in the very beginning, I like to use warheads, which are extreme sour candies. And so I'm just going to, if it's okay with you, Elizabeth, I'm going to take you through how I might do that with a client when I'm trying to teach them a little bit about, handling anxiety. So, well, Elizabeth, I want to know if you'd be willing to have an experience with me. I have some sour candies, and all I'm going to ask you to do is just to put it in your mouth. I'm going to do it with you, and you're going to find that as we work together, I'm going to do everything that I ask you to do so that we can have the experience together. And would you be willing just to go ahead and eat the warhead, and then we're going to have a little conversation about it, okay?
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. So every time I do this, it really gets me. So, what is your experience with this right now?
It's horrible. The texture?
Yeah, and I notice you grimacing and you're like, it's horrible. What do you think this has to do with helping you with your anxiety? Do you have any idea?
I can't even think. It's so horrible, it's hard to even think about anything.
Yeah.
I just want to spit it out.
And so what do you think you'll do? You think that you'll be able to keep it in, or what's happening right now?
And it's not as bad.
And so it's happening for me too. When you just get to the point where you think you can't stand it one more minute.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
I thought I couldn't stand it one more minute, and then it's okay now.
Yeah.
It's okay now.
So do you
I think if you had a trash can right here, I could have spit it out.
I could have spit it out, yeah. So what do you think I'm trying to teach you about your anxiety and how to handle anxiety? You want to even just take a guess at it? I'll help you out.
I think that I didn't expect it to be like that. And it surprised me, and it got it so I couldn't even think about what I was doing. But I think because you were doing it and you didn't have a trash can, I didn't spit it out, even though that's what I wanted to do, was I wanted to spit it out. And then once I thought I couldn't, like you said, once I thought I couldn't even stand it for another second, it suddenly got better.
Yeah, and I think it encompasses all kinds of things about anxiety, right? When we get triggered, it's really, really hard to think about continuing to do the thing that's making us feel so bad, and we want to abandon it and get rid of it as quickly as we can. And when we do things that are anxiety provoking, that doesn't mean that good things always happen. And even though now you're having kind of a sweet taste to the candy, right? What do you think the sweet taste might represent? Like, how do you feel about yourself for sticking it out and doing it even though it was really uncomfortable?
Right, well, I didn't think about it because I just did it. I didn't realize how bad it was going to be, but now that I think about it, I'm like, that was great that I didn't spit it out.
Yeah.
I'm glad that I didn't spit it out. I'm glad that I saw that I could make it to the other side.
Yeah. And so when we're working with our clients, they don't always have those kinds of responses, but it does make them pause. It makes them wonder, why on earth are we doing this?
Right.
And really, it demonstrates so many pieces of it. Even if you have a client who says, no, thank you, I don't really like warheads. I think I'll not do that. Even that gives you an opportunity to ask more, to do a little Socratic questioning, like, why don't you like it? Is it because it's sour? You know it's going to be sour, and so you just automatically say, no, thank you, in a very polite way. And how can you help coach them into doing it even though they would prefer not to have a sour candy?
Right.
And then having that really big physiological response to the sourness, and helping them just stay with it while you're doing it with them.
Right.
It's just all kinds of components that you're just beginning to show them that this is how we're going to move forward with our therapy.
Right, and it's a very memorable thing to do too. I have to say that I do this with my clients, and it's very memorable to people when I will invite them to eat a warhead, and whether they eat it or they don't eat it. If I have a client who won't eat it for a variety of reasons, I will typically eat it. I don't know if you do that too. But I will typically eat it, and I will talk to them about the experience. And there's just so many things that you can, there's such a wealth of learning that goes on with it. And I think that we all learn something so much better when it's something that's unexpected like that. And have your therapist, have you have a warhead and then have a discussion about it. those lessons really stick with you.
Yeah. And as you go through therapy with your clients, that's our hope, is that you will always provide them an experiential learning practice so that you, and notice also how I didn't tell her much going into it. I just said, would you be willing to do this? Because willingness is important. We'll probably have a video about that. And then I just kept asking her what was her experience. And then on the back end of it, so what did you learn from that? And that's how you will do exposures moving forward.